Here's how to play a very easy acoustic strumming version of the classic song Sweet Home Alabama by Lynyrd Skynyrd. This just has 3 chords throughout the entire song, and we're going to be looking at those chord changes and simple strumming, and I have a separate tutorial that's coming that I will link to up here where I teach all the electric guitar licks on a Fender Stratocaster. It's going to be loads of fun. Definitely check that one out if you haven't already. So the 3 chords that we had for this acoustic version are the D major, played in a standard fashion. I have my fingers on a little bit of an angle like this, so they're not like this. My thumb's creeping over the top. We'll talk about that in a second. The 3rd finger can stay down, but then we're going to change the others and play a C add 9. That's a C add 9 chord, which is very similar to the way that we're going to be playing a G major chord also. So the C add 9 and the G are very easy, and the D major chord isn't too difficult either. We just need a bit of a practice of those chord changes. We're on the D major chord for just 2 beats, the C add 9 for 2 beats, and the G for 4 beats, which is a whole bar. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that can go out. And that can keep going throughout the whole song. You know the words. Sweet home Alabama, 2, 3, 4, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, 2, 3, 4, I'm coming home to you, 2, 3, 4. As I've said before, that repeats throughout the whole song. All the verses, all the crazy, awesome guitar solos, but I do want to look at a little bit more strumming than just that, but it's a great thing to do if you're not doing this already. For every song that you learn, try strumming just once per chord, so every time the chord changes, strum it once. Then try strumming it on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure all of that is working and together and solid before we add more strumming in, because we need this hand to be confident of when to change and where the beat is before we start adding more complex rhythms. That's a common thing where beginners kind of fall down and things fall apart. So make sure that's something you're doing if you're not already. The extra strumming we're going for goes like this. And we can even look to pick the root notes, so the lowest note that we want heard out of each chord. Though that is definitely more advanced and not a super beginnery thing. A very beginnery thing that can help that and not require that much picking accuracy is to have this thumb over the top. Now this can be very difficult for people to do, but the D chord is the ideal first chord to try this with. D major chord, and having this thumb just sat on the top so that it is muting the thickest string, which sounds awful, doesn't it? How bad does that sound? But when we strum all 6 strings, it sounds a lot better than if we didn't have that thumb on top, because we suddenly get blurry noise everywhere. We don't like that. So that's the result, and that's why we encourage the fingers on this angle, so the thumb is over the top, and it sounds all nice. But we don't have to worry about this strumming hand. We can still just strum all 6 strings. Similar thing can happen on the C add 9 chord. Some people can keep the thumb on top. Remember, muting, not pressing down, just muting like this. But we can also do that muting with the middle finger as well. It's not as common. Usually people just keep that thumb on the top. So that would change this into 1, 2, 3, Really cool thing if you can start to add those things into your playing, which means for the strumming band, we can go thicker strings down, down, up. So just strumming the thicker 3 or 4 strings on the first 2 strums, down, down, up. And that would be the same on all 3 chords, but we do the G twice. Thicker strings down, down, up, thicker strings down, down, up, thicker strings down, down, up. Let's have one final strum through a chorus of this song, and then you can either check out my video on learning the lead lines and the riff, or you can just try strumming along to the original recording and even slow it down using the YouTube speed feature. Really, really useful. If you can't quite keep up with the recording, that's the best thing to be going for. Slow down the recording, then play along. Have a quick play along with me to see where you're at. Join in on that D chord in 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's sing a chorus, join in with me if you like. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, I'm coming home to you. Let's pause there, and when we stop, it's always a great idea to stop on the first chord that you played. It's a good way to finish it, rather than just stopping and then stopping on the G. Kind of sounds more professional and more finished if you stop on the first chord that you played. So that's where we'll leave this lesson. You've got those links on screen now that you can check out. There'll be more links in the description below. Let me know your questions or song requests or anything you want from me in the comments below. And I hope to see you in another one of my videos, which you can check out right now.